Got to add myself to the stage. There we go. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Speaking of Zane. What are we at? July the 7th, holiday weekend. It's been quite an eventful weekend for us, starting Wednesday evening. This is the 287th edition of Speaking of Zane, creeping up on 300. Wow, what is that, 13 more to go? 13 weeks. How many weeks left in the year? Well, we're halfway through the year, so 20-something. But good to have you all in here. Let me do a quick roll call here. We got Steve Shirley in there. Daryl Cottrell is in there. Matt Aaron, one of Zane's battle buddies, is in there. Let's see. Katie Aaron is in there, wife of Matt Aaron. She is a saint for being such. My dad's in there, Mac Marine. My cousin Toby's in there. Toby, did you guys make it home from the ball game? Nice win today. You guys got to witness. That's good. A shutout, I believe. How about that? Lori is in there, and Jimbo Miller's in there. Good to have everybody in there. Thank you guys for showing up each and every Sunday night, although sometimes it's not on Sunday night. Sometimes it's on Monday night, and sometimes we skip it, but we are flexible in that regard. But certainly is good to have you all here, capping off a holiday weekend. Happy birthday, America. How about that? July the 4th. Well, good. Matt says he's able to drive now. That's outstanding. Good stuff. Brenda Lusk is in there, related to the Aarons up in Michigan. Good to have you in there. Well, that's great news, Matt. I'm glad you're able to you're getting up and about and can drive. That's outstanding. I know it was probably painful for you to be laid up there for a while, but I'm sure Katie took very good care of you. But well, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, when will you have your first drill post-surgery? That's the question. Well, let's see. Steve says that, well, this takes me to the next thing. Steve says that he submitted a donation for My Warriors Place in honor of Jim Miller's birthday. Happy birthday, Jim Miller. Jim probably was surprised at the number of folks that stepped up to donate to My Warriors Place in honor of his birthday. That's great stuff. An absolutely worthy cause, I can tell you that firsthand. And like I said, I think last week, if you ever get the chance to go to My Warriors Place, absolutely do it. And it's a fantastic place to convalesce. But Matt says he's got drill coming up. Okay, well, take it easy. Maybe they'll have you on light duty there, and you won't. He's right. Katie's keeping him in check. I know she is. That's good stuff. Well, good. Well, happy birthday, Jim. Another revolution around the sun. Also, Jim, did you know you share a birthday week with Amy Walton? Happy birthday, Amy Walton. And you both share that with America's birthday. How about that? Good stuff. And then our friends Ken and Janet had an anniversary. Was it an anniversary you had this week, Ken? Or was it a wedding anniversary, or was it anniversary of when you proposed, or a combination thereof? But in any case, happy anniversary to you. Good to have you in there. Well, we had a good old time here at the fabulous McDonald Estate and Insane Asylum. I had Thursday off, of course, like everybody else, and then I gave my team Friday off. I did a little bit of work, but I hung around the house, did some things around the house, got prepared for our guests. We had a 4th of July gathering here at our house. We've done that 2-3 years in a row now. Lori, it's probably Lori's favorite holiday. And it was extra special this year. Our daughter Charlotte came to town from Chicago, and so it was a treat to have her in. When did she come in? Thursday, I think, maybe, or Wednesday night. I can't remember, but she left Saturday. Yesterday, I drove her to the airport early in the morning Saturday, and she was back home and settled in, ready for a week at work. I don't know where she's heading off this week. She travels quite a bit with United Airlines, but it was great to have her home. She helped a lot with preparing the festivities. I smoked a butt, and we did hamburgers and hot dogs, and Charlotte made a big old potato salad, and Jackson brought, what did Jackson bring, Lori? Deviled eggs, and we had all kind of good stuff. Lori arranged for a cake, and the cake that Lori had made was to celebrate an achievement by our son-in-law, our de facto son-in-law. More about that in a minute, Lori. Enoch is a native of Ghana, And Enoch is the father of our grandson, Everett, who you hear us talk about all the time. And he is the most fantastic little 7-year-old. And he has a little brother and sister who are twins, Maya and Ezra. Anyway, Enoch is officially an American citizen. What an achievement. What an accomplishment. And it's been a month or two, I guess, but we celebrated while he was here at our house. Lori got a nice cake for him. Let me share, in fact, let me share a picture. They don't like their kids' pics on social, but I don't think they would mind it if I shared with you all. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see which screen here. There we go. Screen. There we go. And this is Enoch and his beautiful family. That's Maya over on the far left, and Enoch's wife Hannah. And in the middle is our grandson Everett. And then there's Enoch. Enoch is an entrepreneur, business owner, came to this country, I don't know how many years ago, Lori, maybe 10 years ago, did it the right way, applied for citizenship, took the exam, all that stuff that you expect. And just a great guy. And he's holding little Ezra. So Maya and Ezra are a couple of years old now, twins. And so they came over, and we just had a big time celebrating Enoch and his citizenship. So how about that? And there's my buddy Doc Collier in there from Nashville. Hey, Doc, good to have you in there. Doc, speaking of patriotism, Doc and his family just made a trip to Washington, D.C. and saw all the sights and posted a bunch of pics and had his whole family there. And that was outstanding, visiting our nation's capital. Let's see. There's Mary in there. Hey, yeah, Mary, good to have you in there. Yeah, Lori says, I smoked my family too. Well, we did a little bit of... we did some fireworks in the cul-de-sac, and let's just say that, well, Charlotte didn't talk me into it, but she didn't talk me out of it. I put 2 of those cannonballs in the tube at the same time. And I think the one under ignited before the one on top. And when they both came out, one of them went about half the height of their normal elevation. The other went like 10 feet and scared the bejesus out of us. And but anyway, we have all of our digits and everything, so it was a successful endeavor there. We had a really good time. I enjoy that. And then let's see. Then last night, 2 of the kids surprised Granddaddy and Grammy and said, hey, can we, unbeknownst to each other, hey, can we drop grandkid off to stay the night? And we were tuckered, but we said yes, of course, because we're grandparents. And so we did a little divide and conquer, but we had Everett, who's 7, who's an angel and can keep himself entertained. And then we had Carson, who's 4, and she cannot keep herself entertained. It takes everyone around her. She has to involve everyone, or it's not successful. Therefore, it is quite a chore with her. But Lori took Carson, I took Everett for the most part, and we split them up and got them to sleep and all of that. And then they were up and out, and they went to the pool today, and Caitlin took them to the pool, and so it was a good time. But we're getting too old for this. It's a chore. Everett's not so bad, but a 4-year-old girl, it's like, Granddaddy, am I a princess? Granddaddy, am I pretty? Granddaddy, can you color with me? Granddaddy, can we do this? It's nonstop. But anyway, we're blessed to have them, that's for sure. Let's see, what else we got going on around here? Anything else from the weekend, Lori? I got a lot done around the house. Got the yard work done, got some shopping done. Got some things I've been meaning to do around the house. It was it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, basically. So it was a pretty good time. I'm reading a couple of books. I got this book totally read, and then I'm reading this book now. This is a book that my friend at work wrote. He gave me a couple copies. Here on Your Own Home. I could use this, and I'm reading it very intently because I've not been the best husband, father, and all that over the last 40 years. So I'm hoping to pick up a few tips from him. But anyway, he and I are working on a little collaboration together with our veteran community at work. So I'm reading the book, and there may be some things that we apply there together. And so I'm about halfway through it, but so I got a little reading done. I do a book club with my class at work. So I got my reading assignment done. I'm on a book. There's a book I'm reading here called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. There we go. I read it. It's a sort of required reading, and we do it in a book club format. And so I've read it. We're on our 5th group now, so I've read it probably 7 or 8 times, but I always read it with them, and so it'll stay fresh. But so I got my weekly reading done on that. So got a lot done around here for sure. We've had a hot week, but we've also had some rain mixed in there, which has been nice. Keeps the grass nice and green. Lori is doing much better. Lori is beginning to recover. Through her illness and surgery and everything, she's down about 50 pounds, I think, and she's feeling much more mobile and doing much better, and hoping she can continue to recover, and get out and about a little bit. Well, let's see, what else? Work this week, normal work at home this week. I do have, I mentioned this last time. I wish I could share this with you guys. I'm myself and a colleague, we're hosting a fireside chat on Wednesday at work. We've got about 150 people registered to attend. And we're interviewing 4 women veterans that we work with. And I've put together kind of a script on what to ask and different things of interest. So it should be really fun. I'm excited about it. I'll do that on Wednesday. I'll let you guys know next week how that went. But should be fun. No travel this week for me. Thank goodness. I traveled 6 weeks in a row, and I've been home now for 2 or 3. But I am going to St. Louis for a couple days on next week, July the 16th. And then I'll come back, and then Saturday night I'll fly to London for a couple of weeks. The London trip is shaping up nice. Of course, all the normal stuff that I would do there, meeting with different colleagues there. We're doing a big graduation ceremony for 15 or so of the individuals that have gone through our academy, and making a big deal out of that. We're going to take a little trip to Amsterdam, where one of our facilities is, and we're going to run them through there for about 3 days. On the second week, we had a lot of things planned, and one thing I'm very excited about, one of those happy accidents, I call it, that just kind of came up. I didn't plan this, but as I realized that I was going to be in London for the Running to Honor 5K, which we've done now maybe 5 years in a row, Lori, something like that, and usually have a small gathering here in the Atlanta area, and we do it together, and some of Lori and some of her friends, and then often my dad and my sister will come up, and we go and have a good time, and support the cause that Aaron Bartle, who's an Army vet, founded 6-7 years ago, and he does a great job of organizing this race in Michigan, and we do it virtually, but this year I'm going to be in London. So I said, well, why don't I get a couple of my friends at work to do it with me? And now it's turned into a big thing where we're probably going to have as many as 30 people. We're going to do it on a Friday, because these folks it's a chore for them to come into work, because they live all over London and take the trains in and everything. So instead of doing it on Saturday, we decided to do it on the Friday. So we're going to do it a day early. And Aaron has been absolutely fantastic. I was able to carve out some of my budget at work to get the race bibs, shirts, and finishers medals, which are always fantastic. Aaron does such a great job. And I said, Aaron, I only have enough money for about 20, but I'm going to have about 30. He says, don't worry about it. I'll send you 30. And I'm like, awesome. So I paid the money, and Aaron's going to send everything to me for me to take over when I go to London. And and I've got a gal there in the office that's going to help me map out the route and all of that stuff. So it should be really fun. I'll take some pictures, maybe even some video to share. I think it's true that it'll be the first international participants in the Running to Honor 5K. How about that? So that should be fun. And then I mentioned last week, got a Royal Army reservist in our office there. We've got a Navy wife of a naval officer who's in our office, and he's currently serving on HMS Queen Elizabeth, which is an aircraft carrier. And then we got another guy there in the office, Glenn, who's a Royal Navy Chief Petty Officer veteran. So I think they're all going to participate as well. So it should be awesome. So yeah, Aaron's been great working with me on that. And yeah, Lori can't make it this time. She's not going to be recovered well enough to go spend a couple weeks abroad. But the good news is that she will go with me up to Michigan in 2026, where the race will be dedicated to Zane. Wow. Zane 2026 up in Michigan. So as we get closer to that, we'll let you all know about it, and it should be a good time. And Lori will definitely be going with me on that. And I think my dad and my sister are planning a trip up there too. Now my dad will be, let's see, my dad turns 80 in October, 81, 82. My dad will be an 82-year-old man going up to Michigan and doing this 5K. So I'm excited about that too. Of course, he's a Marine, so they are tough, as you well know. Well, let's see. What else do we got going here? Shout out to my Aunt Betty. She, the Braves game, turns out was it Friday night or Saturday night? It was Friday night. The Braves game was on regular Fox. So I was able to, she messaged me and said, hey, are you watching the game? I'm like, no, we don't watch the game anymore. Listen to it on the radio. She says, well, it's on regular Fox tonight. I was like, you kidding me? So she told me in like the first inning. So I was able to watch the whole game, which was a treat. And then they did pretty good against the Phillies, took 2 out of 3. Toby was at the game with his nephew today, I think. But they're just 8 games back. They picked up 2 games on the Phillies. But good stuff there. All right, Hat of the Week always has something to do with what the heck is going on around here. And because our daughter, Charlotte, was home for the 4th of July, I decided that it would be FBI. It would be the FBI Academy hat. She's an FBI Academy grad, so that is what we are wearing for the Hat of the Week. Yeah, I'm being investigated. Oh, goodness. There's no telling. There is no telling. Well, I tell you, my daughter, she had a good time there. She did very well. First of all, not just anybody gets into the FBI Academy. I'm going to tell you what. Very rigid. So many requirements to get in there and then to complete it. And she just did a fantastic job. And then, of course, she got stationed up in Seattle, and she worked there with the FBI for a while, and Chinese cybercrime and this, that, and the other. And then, anyway, long story short, she realized, and she's a smart young lady. She realized, geez, I could work at the FBI for 20 years and never make as much as some of these companies are offering me now. And so being the very wise young lady that she is, that's how she wound up at United Airlines. And she works very closely with the FBI today. She has FBI friends, and she goes to the FBI headquarters and She works with Homeland Security, and she still has a top secret security clearance, and she's read in on all those things. And her job is to advise the leadership at United Airlines on things they ought to be taken into consideration as it relates to matters around the globe, geopolitical and stuff that might affect the airlines. I'm very proud of her. It's incredible the way she has parlayed her education and training and everything into a very successful career. And it was nice of her to come home, spend a few days with us. And she's got some good travel coming up, a lot of travel coming up before the end of the year. And she's actually, I don't know if she told Lori this or not, but I invited us to come along with her. But she's been invited to be a keynote speaker at an event at her alma mater, her undergrad, Georgia Southern. What'd she say, Lori? September or October, something like that. She's going down to speak to a group of honor students and students at the International Affairs Department. And anyway, just that'll be fun to watch her there. I remember Lori and I remember when Lori and I took her to Georgia Southern to explore the possibility of going there. And now, all these years later, she's going to be going back as a speaker. It's just incredible. And she's only, what, Lori, 28 years old or something like that. But all right, let's see. What else do we got going here? I didn't pull any this week in military history items. I just flat ran out of time. Of course, the obvious one, July 4th. But I know we had some Veteran Cemetery Challenge visits. Daryl made a visit today. Daryl, how's the weather up there right now? You guys are a lot like us, hot, getting some rain here and there. Daryl made a visit. I always have my dad down for a couple of visits. And then Amy Walton, I don't know if Amy's in here tonight, but Amy made a trip down to visit Carrie, who lives down near, where does Carrie live, Lori? In Missouri, Springfield, maybe, something like that. We met, we met Amy and Carrie and Barb down in Florida on one of my Warriors Place trips. But I think Amy went down there to visit Carrie. But I saw today Amy posted that they visited. And Steve or Daryl, tell me if you've been here. Missouri Veteran Cemetery at Bloomfield. I don't even know where that's at. Missouri Veteran Cemetery at Bloomfield. I haven't been to that one, but I appreciate Amy making a visit and posting that so we can see it and catalog it. But if I add up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 visits for the week, and that means we are at 1,227 visits to 188 different locations. How about that? Not too shabby. And every time you all travel, I know you're thinking about that now, because you guys stop in and visit new places, and well, they deserve to be visited, They certainly do. And thank you guys for doing that. Well, let's see. Steve, Ken, anybody else in the chat there, if you have any Thank a Vet updates. I didn't see too many in the on the Facebook page this week, but I know everybody's been here and there with the holiday and everything, but I did count 3. I had 2 Air Force and an Army this week. 2 Air Force and an Army. So that's 3 thank yous, and we are sitting at 2,870. 2,870. So what are we now? What would that make us, Lori? 130 away from updating our sign to 3,000. Wow. Seems like we were just at 1,000. Incredible. So keep up the good work there. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, that's a I have some of my friends at work kind of doing this too. Whenever they thank somebody or visit a veteran cemetery, they'll tell me about it and everything. And we have kind of a channel where we stay connected, like a chat channel that we stay connected on. And oftentimes somebody will post something there. But it's good stuff. All right, well, let's see. How about organizations? Well, we always talk about organizations because all of us have some sort of affiliation, connection, awareness of a variety of organizations that do great work for veterans, service members, etc. Many of them, Reach Across America, Focus Marines, Veterans Community Project, That Ticks, Till Valhalla, Folds of Honor, Georgia Run for the Fallen, the Missing in America Project, Running to Honor, like we talked about, 22-0, Continuing the Mission. I mean, it's just, it goes on, and which is a good thing. And I mentioned that Jimbo, speaking of one of those, My Warrior's Place, I know Kelly appreciates you doing that, Jim, and that's outstanding that you would think of My Warrior's Place fundraising for your birthday. So thank you for that. And I know Kelly will absolutely appreciate that. Yeah, we're thinking about going down there. Me and Lori, my dad, and my sister. We're trying to settle on when. They're not quite sure. The four of us need to get our heads together and try to pick some days that'll work for us. But good stuff. In fact, Lori and I are thinking about running down to see my dad. What did I tell my sister? Friday, I think. I'm going to take the day off on Friday and run down there, maybe stay the night and get caught up a little bit. So that'll be fun. All right. Well, I didn't see any heroes lost or wounded this week. I'm hypersensitive to that, and a lot of my news feeds are centered around the different military and news outlets. So I usually see those things, but fortunately I didn't see any. I did see, and I shared this with my UK friends. I did see that the Red Arrows remember the Red Arrows? You guys remember? The British equivalent of the Thunderbirds. They were headed to, I forget where their home base is, but they were headed down to an air show in Kent, which is south east of London. And they couldn't get in there to the air show because of weather. So they diverted to Mildenhall, and it was a big deal. I watched these Mildenhall channels on Facebook, and a lot of people caught a lot of good pics of the Red Arrows, and so they made an appearance at Mildenhall, which was kind of cool. All right, let's see. What is that, Dad? Speaking of Zane. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what was that, Dad? Yeah, there was a couple of airmen. Yeah, now that I think about it, you're right. There was a couple of airmen that were killed, or one killed and one injured in a vehicle accident. I guess they didn't have their seatbelts on or something, and they were running around in one of those dune buggies. And forget even where that was. Doggone it. I usually save those things and refer back to them. But yeah, that was one. And then, yeah, there was a Marine Corps general who passed away. Now, that article, I didn't see that they had any kind of cause on that. He was 57, I believe, the Marine Corps general. But was it a Humvee? It was a Humvee or one of those desert dune buggies or something. You're right, Steve. But yeah, just a tragedy whenever anything like that happens, for sure. Okay, well, let's see. Am I missing anything here? I think that about gets everybody up to date. I'll look forward to letting you guys know next week how my interview with these women veterans went. And I know two of them very well, Jenny Lynn and Sarah. The other two I don't know so well. One's called Dawn, and she was in the Navy. And then there's another called Whitney, who is an Air Force vet. She continues to serve in the reserve. So I've got a special line of questioning for her because she continues to serve, and our company does a good job of accommodating those who are in the Guard and the reserves. In fact, I wrote an article about that recently about with 3 examples of three young men at our company that continue to serve in the Guard or reserve, and how our company and their colleagues support them. I should share that. I wonder if you guys could see that. Did I share that with you guys? I'll see if I can share that. I had some help with our social media gal, Brittany. She helped me write it. I'll see if I can share that externally. But it's a cool example there. 2 of the guys I know pretty well. One of them I'm aware of. I don't really know him that well, but he was deployed in the Air Force, and he presented us with a flag that was flown over the air station that he was deployed at in Africa. Really good story. I'll see if I can share that with you guys. I don't know if I can or not, if it's on the internal website, but I'll take a look and see. Okay, well, that's about it for this edition of Speaking of Zane. What did I say? It was the 287th edition, so next week will be 288. Creeping closer to 300, but certainly a pleasure to always have you here, always have you guys here. Also, I keep mentioning this because I'm getting tired of the sound of my own voice. I need to get some more guests in here. So if you have any idea about guests, I would love to have guests in. We've had Kelly, we've had Aaron, we've had some others. I would love to do more of that. Even some of you, you're all bashful, but I would love to when some of you guys go on a trip somewhere or do something veteran related, I would love to have you in here to talk about it. And I can very easily pull you right in on the dual screen and everything. I would love to do that. I think it would be much more interesting than just listening to me drone on and on. I'm sure you will all agree with that. But at any rate, have a fantastic week. Make it count. If you see a veteran, a service member, a first responder, hey, you don't have to stop them and shake their hand and say thank you. Just acknowledge them or wave at them or strike up a conversation, whatever's comfortable for you, and let us know about it, and we'll add it to the list. It's certainly worthy of that. But certainly appreciate you all. Matt, have a good one too, buddy. Glad you're on the mend, and have a good time at drill next week. Tell us all about it when you get back, and we'll look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take care, everybody.